Hey, welcome back to another episode of Ask Stacy. Today we're going to answer a question about using international developers for websites here in the United States. So without wasting your time, let's jump straight into the question. Hello, I have a question for you. I am 26 years old and currently live in the US. I am planning to, hopefully, start a business in the US this year. I know an overseas company that specializes in making business websites, and I was wondering if it's possible to get a website made outside the US and use it to conduct business in the States. Is this a good idea? The reason for considering this is simply limiting the cost. I have recently graduated from college and I don't have a lot of money to spend. Thank you and have a great day. Okay, once again, another great question. I appreciate the fact that people are asking things that I know that thousands and thousands of new small business owners are asking. Let's start with the basics. I hire people to help me with my businesses from all over the world. I hire Americans, I hire people from everywhere. The gentleman who is editing this video is international, and he does a great job. I have had websites designed overseas. I've had websites designed down the street. It doesn't matter where your website is designed. Now, there are some things that do matter, and there are some things you need to be careful about when hiring an international person to make a website for you. Well, let's talk about the watch-outs, the gotchas, the things that could go really wrong by hiring an international website designer. There are two major things that I have seen gone wrong with an international website designer. Number one, English as a second language. If your website sounds like it was written by somebody who is not as fluent in English, or more importantly, American English, as you and I, well, then people aren't going to trust you. It's just going to feel a little off. Even if they can't tell you why it's off, it's going to feel a little off. Regardless of who designs your website, I think that you should edit all of the text on your website. Even if you hire a freelance writer or a marketing writer or a copywriter to write the text, even on your landing pages, you should go over it and make sure it sounds like you. Because people do business with people that they know and they like and they trust. And if you don't sound like, they do, they're not going to like you, they're not going to trust you. Write your own text, regardless of who designs your website. Number two, every website designer uses stock images. Everyone. The vast majority of my websites I design myself now, and I use stock images on those websites. I use stock images from American stock images websites. You must have stock images that look like they come from the United States if you are doing business in the United States. If somebody logs onto your website and they see images from India or from Pakistan or from the Philippines, it's not going to feel right and they're not going to trust you. Make sure your stock images are right. But those are really the only two major concerns. As far as where it's designed, it doesn't matter. I host the vast majority of my websites on SiteGround. SiteGround has host servers all over the world. I just choose the ones that are closest to my clients for that particular business. And most of my businesses are aimed at American citizens. I choose ones that are here in America. So the advantages of choosing a host that is close to your customers is just how fast your website loads. And there's been tons of studies that show the faster a website loads, the more likely a client is, or a potential client is, to stick around and see what your message is. So that's really the only concern with the international developer. But honestly, we live in such a globalized world at this point. I don't know anybody who uses a one country web host. It just doesn't happen anymore. Every reputable, large website host, the place that would actually host the files that was designed by an international developer, is going to have servers in every major country that you might want to do business with. So, all of that to say, there's just really no concern about having an international developer. I mean, you have to decide for yourself. Do you want to, if you're an American citizen, do you want to hire an American citizen? It is cheaper to hire international people, and sometimes I hire Americans, and sometimes I hire international people. Honestly, it pains me a little to say this. Honestly, your international talent often are more talented, or at the very least, they work harder. You have to decide. That's personal choice. But as far as will it affect your business, it absolutely will not affect your business, because your clients will never know who designed your website, as long as it sounds like it was written by an American, and as long as the stock images on it look like American stock images. So I hope that answered your question. If you have any more questions, then be sure to leave a comment down below. If you are, well, another small business owner who's watching this trying to figure out how to run or start your dream business, then please go ahead and leave your question in the comments below, or drop over to my website at mr.staceydavis.com, and you can leave me a comment there, or you can sign up for my email list and reply to one of those emails and tell me what your question is. I love helping people be successful in small business. It's how I supported my family for 30 years, and I think it is absolutely the best way to support a family. Please don't hesitate to contact me. I want to help you be successful. Have a great day. Bye now.